Think you know Fawlty Towers? You know the lines.
Don't mention a what?
Basil's splutter, Manuel's baffled face. But behind those perfect farce gears, the show was a pressure cooker of strange inspirations, near disasters, and tiny grudges that helped make the comedy explosive. Today we're unpicking 10 behind-the-scenes revelations about Fawlty Towers. Little shocks, odd production choices, and human moments that would have been right at home in Basil's reception. All true, all sourced. John Cleese didn't invent Basil out of thin air. He and Connie Booth stayed at the Glen Eagles Hotel in Torquay in 1970.
Arnold Twitchin, one of Torquay's leading Rotarians.
That'll put us on the map.
Where the owner, Donald Sinclair's brusque, snobby manner left Cleese calling him the rudest man I've ever come across. The real-life oddities. Sinclair criticising table manners.
So much for tonight's guests, ignorant rabble.
There's always a few, Mr. Fawlty.
Tossing Eric Idle's briefcase into the car park because he feared it was a bomb are what fed Basil's temperament.
Good morning, Mr. Fawlty.
Yes, well, one of the guests has just died.
You are wicked.
It's glorious to imagine the BBC instantly recognising a classic. In reality, the first pilot script landed on a desk and drew a scathing memo from script editor Ian Main. I'm afraid I thought this one as dire as its title, a collection of cliches, a disaster. That note became a famous near miss.
Are you listening? Hello? Can anybody hear me? Have I ceased to exist? Have I suddenly become invisible?
The BBC greenlit it anyway, and the rest is TV history. That rejection memo still makes people smile and rage in equal measure. Fawlty was co-written by John Cleese and Connie Booth, and they were married when the project began. They wrote together intensely.
Mr. Fawlty.
Good.
Could I have a word with you?
What?
Could I speak to you in the office for just a minute?
Polly?
By the time the second series wrapped, the marriage had broken down. Connie went on to leave acting in the mid-1990s and retrain as a psychotherapist. The fact the show was written by a real-life couple under strain is one of those facts that explains why the Basil-Sybil domestic skirmishes feel so volcanic.
Well, cheapish, but I mean...
And the reason he's cheapish is he's no bloody good.
They came from people who knew how rows sound. Here's something that still surprises younger viewers. Fawlty Towers only has 12 half-hour episodes, 2 series of 6. That was not a cancellation, it was a choice.
Is there nobody who can answer that? There must be someone. Not you.
Cleese has said he and Booth stopped because they felt they'd done their best and didn't want to dilute the quality.
It's only a true upper class that would have tact like that. It's the whole point. Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about.
That decision, to quit while the show was at a creative peak, is rare in TV, and part of why the series still feels razor sharp. This wasn't topical BBC improv. Cleese and Booth obsessed over every line. The pair would spend weeks on a single episode, producing scripts that were long on stage directions and farce mechanics, far longer than a typical sitcom script, because timing and physical business had to be exact.
Yeah, pull, man, pull! Guys, open the door!
The painstaking drafting is partly why each episode hangs together like clockwork. Actors joke about falling over for laughs, but Andrew Sachs, who played Manuel, later said Cleese hit me so hard I fell over and couldn't get up.
Where is Dawn? Dawn is gone! Dawn was here!
Sachs described repeated moments of heavy physicality that left him sore. He raised it with Cleese at the time, and the stories have stayed in the cast lore. It's a reminder that the show's slapstick was sometimes genuinely bruising, not just comic pantomime. Audio commentary and DVD extra material reveal a small production frustration.
Come on then, give us a smile.
Prunella Scales, Sybil, was, by nearly everyone's account, too nice to hit like the script demanded. Directors and Cleese joked that she didn't quite deliver the physical force the routines asked for.
Anniversary of the Battle of Agincourt?
And while Sybil still lands verbal and occasional physical blows in the show, a few of the slaps were softened in performance because the actress simply wouldn't wallop her colleagues. The result, the comic rhythm is there, but you're listening close if you want to hear where it might have been even darker.
I'll put him back. On second thoughts, I think I'll leave him in charge. I'm sure he's cheap and he'll certainly be better at it than you are.
In 2022, a rehearsal script surfaced containing about 15 minutes of unfilmed material from the anniversary, including a sequence where Basil clambers out a bedroom window to avoid Sybil's advances.
How extraordinary. We were just talking about you. Basil Fawlty. We met once at a fete.
It's the sort of cheeky, slightly risque business that was written and then cut, possibly for timing or studio reasons. The existence of that draft shows how much material was worked and reworked, and how tight the final edits had to be. There's an odd twist to the Gleneagles stay. Some of the Monty Python team left the hotel in a hurry.
This is your wife.
Oh, what a terrible dream.
There's a burglar downstairs.
Others stayed. Staff recall beery, grumpy moments from Donald Sinclair that sounded almost like farce in real life, telling guests off for trivialities, suspiciously treating the Pythons as a problem, and generally being a boss from a comedy sketch. That awkward real-life, comedically hostile host plus put-upon staff gave Cleese the raw material to melt into Basil's character. Finally, Fawlty's DNA didn't travel easily. The US made multiple attempts to rework the show. A 1978 pilot, Snavely, with Harvey Korman and Betty White that didn't go to series. A 1983 Amanda's starring B. Arthur that ran briefly. And a 1999 John Larroquette vehicle called Pain that was canned after just a handful of episodes.
You're American.
That's right.
Where are you from?
California.
Each attempt shifted tone, casting and cultural focus. None captured the brittle class satire and the precise farce timing that Cleese and Booth wrote for British nerves. The failure of the remakes underlines that Fawlty Towers is a show born of a very specific mix: class anxiety, British reserve, and theatrical farce, not easily transplanted to American sitcom rhythms.
Wonderful.
I like England and the English people, but I sure couldn't take this climbing.
Pause and breathe for a second. Those are the 10 behind-the-scenes shocks. A real-life miser, a near rejection at BBC, a writing couple splitting under the pressure of the show, scripts treated like mini-plays, on-set bruises, an actress too gentle to wallop her co-stars, lost scenes that would have been naughtier.
I spent work in a bathroom, right? Okay, so I went in, checked the fitting, which was loose.
I've read about it, Basil. The male menopause, it's called.
And several failed transatlantic remakes. Each of them isn't just trivia, they're levers that helped shape the comedy on screen. If you're wondering how all that behind-the-scenes friction translated into television gold, here's the short answer. Tension makes farce. The pressure cooker of a hotel set, writers who obsess over minute timing, and performances that combine impatience, bullying, and desperation, that tension is what propels Basil's meltdown into physical, perfectly timed comedy. When Cleese loses it, it lands because it's been earning that volcanic release for pages.
I'd pay you overtime to miss a class, not to keep some bit of crumpet hanging around.
Yeah, but you...
No, it's all right. I'm doing the washing up. I'll do the cooking too.
When Sybil snaps, you feel the decades behind that single clap of rage.
There, it changes.
My husband's like the climate. He changes. This morning he went on for 2 hours about the bloody weather.
It feels a touch cruel to end this by saying that pain and grumpiness made the show great, but that's the complicated truth. The very limits, short runs, bruising physical comedy, tight rewrites, and a creative partnership under strain, kept the series small and explosive. Fawlty Towers is a little box of theatrical lightning, dangerous to the performers, merciless to its characters, and miraculously funny when it lands. If you watch it now, you're watching people who pushed hard, argued harder, and somehow made something almost flawless. That tension is part of the magic.
So listen, don't mention the war. I mentioned it once, but I think I got away with it all right.